Thanks, Tyler. More NBA playoff talk. The Toronto Raptors took out the Milwaukee Bucks. They led by 25 in that game before Milwaukee came back. Here's Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talking about his Toronto squad moving on to face the Cavaliers.
We got to learn from it, Zick. That's the most important thing is knowing how hard it is to win on the road. Our veteran guys should know it, but to close out a series on the road in a hostile, great crowd here, great environment, and once they woke up, I mean, once they started getting back in, they were into it. So, but again, we got to learn from it, and most of all, understand what got us the lead, and not forget how to, not think it's over. I think it was up 15 or 16 points with 7 minutes to go, whatever it was, and I think we thought it was over with, and it's not. The three-point ball in this league is so lethal that you relax, and it'll get another team back into the game quickly.
So no surprise, Coach Casey going glass half full. Scott, it's a learning experience. When you kind of look forward, the Cavs went 3-1 versus the Raptors in the regular season. Do you think there's something that Toronto can take from this into the Eastern Conference semifinals?
I think so, because they did something under Dwayne Casey that they failed at 3 previous times. 2 times, the 2 winning series of last year, remember they lost in 6 games to the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
For sure.
Their first 2 series leading into that, they were up 3-2 going into Game 6 on the road, and they lost both of those. Those were opportunities for them to close it out early.
Absolutely.
They rested on their laurels by winning on home court in Game 7 in each of those series. This is something they failed a previous year with DeRozan and Lowry still at the helm. So now, for the first time, they have this. I think this is important. And remember, they had, at best, a 25-point lead in this game. And
in the third quarter.
And they blew it. Yep. They came back, and they rallied. So I think that did 2 things. Because remember, who are they facing now? The Cavaliers. The Cavaliers came back in Game 3 by how many at the half?
25.
25. So that won't work. You cannot have third quarters and the beginning of fourth quarters against Cleveland and expect to hang on or come back and redeem yourself in 48 minutes. They have the best player in the Eastern Conference, and it's not. You just don't have as much leeway.
Not at all.
So I do think the half full's pretty good.
Okay.
As a wake-up call, because I think Lowry and DeRozan have played in enough playoffs to know what they need to do to take on Cleveland. I truly believe they're not playing their best basketball right now, but they actually have the most pieces to match in every scenario with Cleveland amongst the teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
because they can play big, right? And with the fact that they played small with Ibaka playing at center, and they brought in Norman Powell, who's obviously become very, very comfortable. He had 25 in the previous game. And they can also play small in that way, and they can play very big with Valanciunas if they need him. I think at this point, he's is equal or better than Tristan Thompson.
He is a solid player, that is for sure. We'll see if the Raptors can close out a team if they get into the same situation with the big lead. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals begins on Monday.